back to the 58, and you have your off axis right here on the 58, whereas you have your off axis here on the 4018. Hey, what's going on? This is Steven from MikeReynolds.com, and we're talking about the DPA 4018 V and the VL, as well as the 4018 itself. You're like, what are all these dang numbers? What does that mean? That's how DPA does it, right? They just like 4-digit numbers. It's funny, we have this inside joke. DPA is Danish for $1,200, and you'll find out why, because that's more or less what some of these mics can cost. But hey, MikeReynolds.com, you can always rent these and try these out for a fraction of that cost and see if the right fit for you. So to start things out, I'm actually talking on the 4018 VL. This is on the handheld preamp, obviously. These capsules, so the 4018 VL is actually a capsule. I might as well just jump into this thing and take this thing off because I love taking things apart. So this grill system is pretty intense too. So this is the actual capsule. Now, if I unwound this capsule off the preamp here, it wouldn't sound very good, so I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, it's so tiny, isn't it cute? So it's modular, which means it can go on handheld preamp like this. It can go on an adapter for wireless. This is the SL1 adapter that is for Shure wireless microphones. You got the little 3 rings, but also it goes on Audio-Technica, Audix, anybody who uses those 3 rings. Sony, that's another one. Then this is the SE2 adapter. This works with Sennheiser 9000, 6000, some of the Evolution series. The only series it doesn't work for is the older, I think, 3 and 5000 series. That's going to be your SE5 because it's got that weird plug-on adapter. So strange. They don't make those anymore, but some people still use them, and we got to send these out. Anyway, I want to put this grill back on because you can hear the plosives really bad. I'm trying to control them. This grill, though, it comes in a couple of pieces. So it's like a double filtering system. There's foam inside here, plus this really fine mesh. What's kind of cool is you can take this thing apart and throw the grills in like a dishwasher to get them clean. So that's kind of nice. So I'm going to put this guy back on here. And let's go over some of the brass tacks of the 4018 VL as far as some of the main data you should know. And then talk a little about the 4018 V and as well as the 4018 because a lot of people get confused about what that is when talking about these capsules. But naturally, this is a condenser because that's all the DPA makes. So this operates in a super cardioid pickup pattern to improve gain before feedback. So it's got a really tight off-axis response as well. So if I come off over here, you can see how dull that is. It's really good for live environments, especially in regards to drum bleed. It tends to be one of the two between the KK105 as far as the capsule version or KMS 105 handheld. And this mic, they always end up being like neck and neck in regards to people choosing them for live recordings or permanent capsules on their singers. So another thing too, this is frequency response. It's pretty typical of most condensers. It's 20 to 20K. The V and the VL tend to have this. They have the same exact sensitivity. Different frequency responses, but same exact sensitivity. So as far as frequency response goes, the range is 20 to 20K, but the response itself will put that actual graph up. It's very, very flat. However, it does roll off around 100, then goes down to 20. So that's going to be significantly different when I talk about the 4018. It's just a kind of a different beast altogether. So you kind of have a couple of different things to think about. The frequency response on the on the off axis, if you're looking at like 140 degrees on that chart that we put up, that's going to really show you how well it does as far as things that are in the off axis, like drum bleed and just being on a loud stage in general. These capsules get requested a lot, especially for the wireless side. They get requested a lot for for live recordings. And you hear the most difference, I think, on the broadcast side and also especially on the recording side. So it might not necessarily be the investment, the permanent investment for what's going on in the room, but if you're doing a live worship recording or something like that, that it's definitely worth just the temporary investment for the quality of the recording. Because if you go back and do overdubs, you just, instead of using the wireless capsule, you just borrow a handheld preamp and switch the capsule out, and you're good to go. There's your overdubs. So I'm going to switch. I want to switch over to the V here in just a second, but I'm going to bring the good old SM58 into play just so you can kind of hear the difference. So here I am switching over to an SM58. It's a lot darker. It's funny, just setting these up, it was hard for me. Honestly, I'm getting older, so my hearing's probably getting worse, but it was hard to hear the difference. But after talking on the VL for the last 4 minutes or so, I can definitely hear a difference as far as clarity goes. The VL has so much clarity. Again, it's a linear response, so it's very, very flat. Something to note too on the VL is the pickup pattern, or excuse me, the frequency response throughout the pickup pattern is very, very uniform. You don't see too many variations between the different ranges inside that frequency response. Just look at the picture and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. All the colors of the different frequencies are very, very together and uniform. I'm pretty impressed. I don't look at those all the time, but you can hear it in the mic itself. So you have SM58, DPA 4018 VL, and then back to the 58, and you have your off axis right here on the 58, whereas you have your off axis here on the 4018. So anyway, that's a little side by side. Man, this mic sounds so great. So I'm gonna now go to the 4018 V here. So here's the 4018 V, and right away, there's I hear the boost they put into it, which is right around 10K. You can definitely hear that, especially in my voice. I got that nasally voice, so and some people, you got to be careful with picking this mic out, because if they already have that natural boost, this is going to be like an ice pick, right in your ear. So I'm even trying to control some of my sibilance because it's so, anyway, it's so. Gosh, it's so stark. So that's the biggest difference is in the frequency response between the V and the VL. VL's for linear. The V's just have the vocal boost. But same exact thing. It's also modular, so I can take the capsule off, put it on whatever adapter I want to do. But you can also, something that's kind of cool, let's say if you wanted to try that capsule like on a snare, you can even get the ER and ES adapters, and that's basically makes it where it's just a small little plate it screws onto with the cable coming back off of it down to an XLR cable. So and you can get a little gooseneck to mount it on the snare. So the whole modular system super cool. You can even put them on the larger preamps, the A and the C, which is a compact preamp. So anyway, this is the V. Let's talk about the 4018 a little bit, but I'm going to switch mics because this 4018 V, I do not like how my voice sounds in it. So here I am back on the 4018 VL. So the microphones, the microphone capsule that the 4018 V and VL kind of come from is the original is just the 4018, which is also a supercardioid, but it's far more sensitive. It was originally made to use for choirs. It's still used for choirs, and it can be also put on goosenecks for podiums. But the whole point of that microphone being sensitive is more sensitive as it can be used from a farther distance. But just another little fact about that as well: the frequency response of a 4018 versus the V and VL is that frequency response goes all the way through 20 hertz, so there's no roll off whatsoever. So you're getting like a real full range pickup from the 4018. But it's something. Now they're almost, the 4018. Just keep in mind, is almost as twice expensive as a V or VL. But hey, you know what? Good news. That's what MikeReynolds.com is for. You can try the DPA 4018V or VL. Just go to MikeReynolds.com and don't forget to use the promo code RENT15. And thanks so much for listening. I'll see you on the next mic.